Broadcasting live from the Business Radio X studio, it's time for the GNFCC 400 Insider. Connect, build, and grow with the Greater North Fulton Chamber of Commerce.
And hello, folks. I'm John Ray with North Fulton Business Radio X, and we're mixing things up a little bit today because we're in a different time. And we've got Kali Boatright, who's the CEO of the Greater North Fulton Chamber, on the other side of the table this morning. She's usually doing the interviews, but now we're going to talk to her about what's going on with the Chamber in an extraordinary time. Kali, thanks for coming in on this short notice.
That's absolutely my pleasure, and thanks for the invitation. Certainly, times have changed, as you said, so we're trying to, in the midst of all of this, really be the color through of information and be able to look at what businesses need out there and what we can really bring them in light of current circumstances.
We were talking before we came on about, just what you're sensing from business owners right now, what they're feeling, and what your reaction to that is in terms of what you want to provide. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. I think it's interesting as a business ourselves. I think we're all experiencing the same thing. As a business owner, I know in my position, my first concern is clearly for my team, my employees, who have a responsibility to our business members, but I have a responsibility to them to keep them safe. And that's definitely something that came to mind as all of this occurred up front. And I know our other business owners feel the same way. The second thing is that there is so much information that's out there, and most of it is very, very helpful, but certainly it's overwhelming. And
Sure.
So what we have been doing is going through the information that's coming to us from our business partners and business resources and really tried to take lead on distilling it, being able to put forward things that really are beneficial and would be useful to our members, so that they know that they can get that. We've actually sort of refigured the front page of our website to provide this information because we know that right now that's what everybody's seeking and looking for. And when you're overwhelmed, it's very hard to read through hundreds of emails that are coming to you. And so we're trying to do that for our business owners. The other thing, John, that we've done that I think has been really helpful is we have been calling on our businesses, literally calling. And so as our membership sales folks, our staff, all of us been able to reach out and really talk to our members about what's happening. And everybody's kind of in the same boat. Everybody is concerned about not just their company, but their employees. And, now as a mom, I'm concerned. I've got a kid back at home because colleges are closed. So I've got that aspect. My husband is working from home as well. So, we're really from every angle. This is a life changer. And so
Yes.
We're trying to be very conscientious about what we're putting out there for our members, but we want to help. And so what we're finding is our business owners want to help too.
And that's not surprising in the community that we enjoy here in North Fulton, right? I mean, we're so blessed with the people that we interact with on a daily basis. Let's talk about just the details of what's going on at the chamber facilities first before we get into the resources. Talk about what's happening there now.
So the Greater North Fulton Chamber is operating under the guidelines of the CDC, the president, the governor, who have all said that for the next president, of course, is using, for the next 14 days. But what we have done is we have suspended all in-person meetings or events through March 31st. It's a constantly evolving situation. So we've chosen March 31st within those guidelines. And so we are respecting that. The Chamber Business however, is open. So my team was given the opportunity to work remotely. We're set up to do that. And I'm sure it would be no shock to you to know that more than half of them are in the building. Those that aren't are in groups that are especially vulnerable to this illness. And so I'm very grateful that they've been smart. And they're the ones working from home and calling businesses because we need to do that.
Sure.
So for instance, today, we're in the office and there are 6 of us there. I will say that the front door is locked. And that is to be able to make sure that I'm keeping my team safe, because that's at the end of the day, the biggest concern I have. So, but we are signing certificates of origin. I'm not sure if everybody realizes that, but chambers are the sole source of being able to sign certificates of origin, which mean that they can ship goods and services out of this country. And so we continue to have folks bring those by, and we are signing those. And really, it's from an internal perspective, it may look like business as usual, but in fact, what we've done is put our mission to the side. We're still supporting all of our businesses, of course, but we are looking at it a little bit differently. We've really gone hands-on and turned all of us to this current situation. And so that's where we live right now. But we're still being very safe. You know, we're in separate offices. We had a team meeting this morning and, you know, we were 6 feet away from each other. It was kind of, it was interesting, but,
right.
But it works. And so all of us are there because we believe that what we do today is going to be helpful tomorrow for our businesses. And in an evolving situation like this, literally every day there's something new.
Yeah, and that's one thing we have to say. It's March 18th, you know, Wednesday, March 18th. Things may be different by the time some folks hear this. 100%. So check out the Greater North Fulton Chamber website.
Yeah, front page actually. So
right.
You don't have to dig too deep. We've we took over our own website, hacked in and made some changes on the front end of that, so that you've got buttons there. And I think the resources that we're providing are good. So currently, what you can see on our website are several opportunities. One is called business support. These are opportunities that are coming from our partners in North Fulton that are what we consider good for business. So what that looks like is all of the connections. So SBA actually announced a disaster recovery loans up to $2 million. And so we've got the links and the information that our businesses would need to be able to take advantage of those. Georgia Department of Labor, as you know, as a business owner, it's important that if we do have any businesses that are needing to lay off or even temporarily reduce hours, they have to turn in that paperwork to the Department of Labor to be able to let their former employees get unemployment. And so we need to make sure that that's accessible. And then everything from our partners, the Georgia Commute Options, who have now moved to doing teleworking, sort of quick start guides and quick start webinar series. And so we've got those up there. And there are a lot more than that. But that gives you a sort of a good idea of the kinds of resources that we've put up there. There's also Our Communities page that we are updating daily, which highlights each of our 6 cities within the Greater North Fulton Chamber footprint, everything from Sandy Springs, Roswell, Alpharetta, Johns Creek, Milton, Mountain Park. So all of those updates of what their status is up to date can be found there with links directly to those pages. And then what we're working on and developing right now is really important, and that's our businesses who are supporting other businesses. And so, as we're reaching out and calling on businesses, we've heard everything from, there's a tent company who's a member business who is, obviously all of our special events have really been canceled. And so they know though that there are folks in need of tents who are either restaurant owners who are now handing restaurant food out through the front door, or who are pharmacies or medical facilities who are doing testing, drive-through testing, as the president talked about. And so they're offering their smaller tents for those opportunities. We've got a hiring agency who is putting it out there that if somebody is getting laid off, that they should contact them and go into their temp workforce, which allows them to immediately have an opportunity to businesses that are in fact offering special needs opportunities. So it's evolving daily, and we're reaching out right now to make sure that we're getting that. And I'm sure that once those start, that we're going to see a lot more of it. But one thing I know is that our businesses in North Fulton really care about each other, and they're supporting each other.
They are. And it's really important to have this in one place where you're not, I mean, I know social media is a blizzard right now. It's great and it's good and it's got a purpose, but it's really hard when you're overwhelmed, as you say, with family responsibilities and your business to try to sort through all that. So it's great to have all that in one place.
Yeah. And that was our thought was, if we do the work of culling through everything and really pulling what we believe is best for our businesses, we may not hit it 100% right, but heck, at least we're going to be real close there. So that's really what we're going for.
And you'll be dynamically updating the site
every day.
Yeah.
So the site's really, the podcast is kind of a shot across the bow to let people know this is happening.
Right.
But I think important to note that you should go to the website and see what the opportunities are at that moment, because it's evolving. We don't know tomorrow what it's going to look like.
For sure. Now, one of the things you mentioned, Kali, before we came on was that any business that needs the chamber right now.
Yeah. As a membership organization, for those of you who don't know, a Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit membership association. So, businesses join the chamber as their members, and that's what supports the chamber and its nonprofit efforts, as well as events and activities. So those are important as well. And of course, those have been postponed until we get through this. But what we've done is again, stepped back from our mission of just serving our members, to this is about business in North Fulton. And so any business in North Fulton who has a need for us, if they reach out to us, either by phone, through our website, info@gnfcc.com, we can be reached at. If any business reaches out to us, we consider them one of ours right now. We need to do our best for everybody, not just our members. It's what we need to do. It's the right thing.
That's awesome work. And to pull all this together in as short of a time as it feels like it's been years, because the past week feels like it's been years, but it's actually been a really short period of time to pull all this together. So congratulations to you and your team for what you've done.
Well, and certainly my team has been working day and night to get this out there. I do want to mention that, there are other chambers, as I've been talking with other chambers in the Metro Atlanta area. We're doing our best, and every community is going to look a little different, and that's okay. But I can assure you that, that the chambers that I'm talking to, whether it be, Metro Atlanta or Cobb or Gwinnett, everybody is working to make sure that we're doing the best by our members. And this is new territory for us. So there isn't a playbook and there is no crystal ball on this. So certainly if you have suggestions as businesses out there of things that you need, and my team has not been able to physically reach out to you yet, call us. That's why we're there. And so we want to hear from you, and we're going to do our best to make sure that we're meeting those needs. This is a hard time for everybody.
Yes, it is. And it's important to keep that North Fulton spirit, like you say, reaching out and helping each other.
Yes. And I think that, what you're doing with, doing a special issue here and getting the information out is, what I'm seeing from a lot of businesses who really want to be out there and helping. So, I would tell everybody, again, we are not the healthcare information provider. Please don't look to us for that. And that's not what we're putting out there. You need to stick with the sources I'm sticking with, which are the CDC and the Department of Public Health. That's where the folks who are in the know are getting their information. So I think it's really important that we're all using the same experts out there. What we're trying to do is really be the business lead. And that's what chambers do. And so we're stepping up to provide those business resources, and make sure that you know where they exist. And right now it's hopefully in one place on our website. So again, please go to gnfcc.com. Whether you're a member or not, we deliberately put that on our front page so everyone could access it.
Awesome stuff. Kali Boatright, thanks again to you and your team for what you've done and the speed with which you've responded to the need. It's been awesome.
Thank you, John. I appreciate your time here too.
Absolutely. So, folks, that's it for this special edition of the Georgia 400 Insider. Thanks for being with us.